Hey guys, Mark here. Hope you're all well today. Well, we've got the all-new 2020 Ninja 650 to review for you today. Kindly known to me by the guys at Bournemouth Kawasaki. If you want to know what I think about this lovely new bike, stay tuned and I'll let you know what I think about it. Hey guys, well, we've got the all-new 2020 Ninja 650 for you today. Got a whole host of upgrades over last year's model. Let's just run through all the new features, shall we? So this is the KRT Green Edition, coming in at £7,049, and the black and white version is the same price as well. You get an all-black version, which is £6,899. This is using Kawasaki's very popular 649cc parallel twin engine. It's been used in lots of their bikes over the years and produces 68 PS at 8,000 RPM, and it's got 64 Newton meters of torque at 6,700 revs. Tyres on this are a new upgrade for this year. We've now got Dunlop Sport Max Road Sport 2. Very good tyres indeed. They've got a 120 on the front and a 160 on the rear. Fuel capacity on this is 15 litres, so you should get around 50-55 to a gallon from this, so I'm thinking about maybe a range of about 130-140 miles. You've got a 790mm seat height, so nice and low for new riders to get their feet firmly on the ground. More of that later when I sit on it for you. Also, new feature for this year, you've got lovely LED lights, very much like the Ninja 636. It all looks very similar to the 636. That's my bike that I have at home. So the whole bike has got a much sharper look to it. I'm sure you agree it looks pretty smart in this KRT edition. We've got a new lovely star of the show, the TFT screen, with all the nice things you want to see: revs, gear position, all sorts of lovely things. I'll show you more of that later on. A new, more comfortable passenger seat with a thicker padding on it, so that's all good. New windshield is taller to give you better wind protection. The TFT screen connects to the Rideology app on your phone to give you all the details of your ride. Nice strong twin discs up front, pedal discs. We've got a super light assist and slipper clutch, which is adjustable, which is nice for span, and adjustable brake lever as well. All in all, I think you'll just agree with me, it's a lovely looking bike, very well priced, suitable for sort of new riders and experienced riders alike, really. So anyway, I think we should take her for a spin and see how she goes. Right then guys, let's hop aboard this lovely new 2020 Ninja 650. I've been really keen to try this one out because I really felt that the previous model was absolutely brilliant, and it's actually my most popular, most viewed video on my channel, funny enough, so it must be very popular. So let's just look at this lovely screen. TFT, new for this year. It's got absolutely everything you need to see. It's got miles per gallon, odometer, temperature gauge, revs, gear indicator, so that's really nice. And nice they put all these new features on this bike for this year, and they haven't really put the price up, so that's all good. So let's fire her up, shall we? So straight away you're greeted with that lovely little sort of a parallel twin growl, shall we say. It's quite sort of, it's got a real good bark to it, really nice. So as I say, we're here in the south of England, sort of very early spring day. It's not too cold, it's about 10 degrees today. the first thing you notice when you get on this bike is just how easy it is to ride. I mean, the clutch is the nice assist and slipper clutch, and it is super light. You can just operate it with one finger. It's very, very light and easy to use, so that's great. I like that. So this bike is kind of sort of aimed at new riders, I suppose. Most people that would buy this would be a new-ish rider. Maybe they've been on a 250 or a 400 and they're moving up to this. But you know, likewise, if you're a more advanced sort of experienced rider, you might buy one of these just for a general runabout, because they're just really nice to ride. They're great fun. So let's just run through the whole bike, shall we? So the mirrors, you can see a little bit of view of your elbows, sort of in half of them, but they're very clear. There's no vibrations there at all, and I've still got a good view of the road behind me, so that's nice. As I said, the star of the show for this year is the all-new TFT, which is super clear. I can't tell you how easy that is and how nice that is to look at with all that information there. Absolutely lovely. So as I say, this is a 649cc parallel twin. It's got plenty of punch. It's got about 65 horsepower at the rear wheel. It's very sort of smooth. It's got lots of character. It's got a nice sort of revvy top end when you open it up. A really nice, easy-going, tractable engine. So the riding position on this bike is, even though it's kind of like a sports tourer, it's not sporty in the slightest. The position, it's nearly upright, should we say. So there's a tiny bit of weight on my wrists. If you can see here, the clip-ons are on yokes which are very high, so you're not kind of low down like an R6 or a Ninja 636. You're very upright, and it's very comfortable. It's a very relaxing position. You can easily ride this all day long, in my opinion, and even do some light touring on it. So the throttle response is very manageable. There's no riding modes on this. There's no electronic suspension, so it's built to a bit of a price. But you know, you don't need that sort of thing. It's really, really great bike. This handles lovely. The throttle response is very instantaneous. There's no snatchiness that's going to catch out new riders. It's all very, very linear power output. Very nice indeed. So the seat, the main seat for the rider, is very, very padded. I've been on this bike for about an hour already. I've got no numb bum issues at all. So as far as I can see, the seat is all good. Got the new slightly higher windscreen, so I'm doing just under 60 here at the moment, and no issues at all with the wind. It's all coming straight over. No nasty turbulent wind here. It's all very smooth. So as I said earlier, the clutch is super light, and the gearbox is a dream. It's very, very positive. Each gear just snicks into place. Very light pressure on the gear lever. All very easy to use. All the sort of things you want as a new rider, really. So we're just going to come into like a little town environment now. We can try out its sort of 30-mile-an-hour fueling. Just check for snatchiness in the throttle, any surging or hunting. So there we go, 30 mile an hour, fourth gear, just under 3,000 revs. Smooth as silk, really nice. I mean, obviously you can tell it's a twin, it's chugging away beneath me. It's not smooth in as much as a inline 4, but it's generally very nice, very happy to be going along at about 30 mile an hour. That's really good. So the nice thing with these sort of bikes is they're really affordable. You know, you could probably get them on a PCP for something like £100 a month, I'm guessing, if you go on the Kawasaki website. So it's not an expensive bike in that sense, in a world of bikes that cost way over £16,000 these days. We'll just try the back brake out as we're in town. Yeah, that's really good. Back brake's nice and positive. Yeah, very good actually. So we're currently showing 50, nearly 55 to a gallon. I haven't been hammering this bike because it's brand new. It's only done about 50 miles, so it's kind of running in. But it's not a heavy bike. I think it's 193 kilos wet weight, ready to ride. But when you're actually on it, it feels very, very nimble, very, very easy to flick from side to side. Now the leg position is slightly back, slightly sporty, but not extremely scrunched up. So that's all good in the leg position. And as I said earlier, the bar position is fine. The position it's nearly upright, so it's very, very comfortable. Yeah, this is just going along at 30 really nicely. So in a minute we'll take it onto a dual carriageway for some higher speed cruising. But just for now, we'll just try out its low speed manners, which feels absolutely fine. It's got a real nice character to it, this engine. It's just sort of chugging along beneath me, quite happy. We'll open it up in a bit and just see how she goes through the gearbox. Yeah, it's really good fun to chuck around. It's very manoeuvrable. So we're third gear now, just opening her up slightly. Fourth gear, full throttle. Yeah, it's got a very strong mid-range, plenty of punch there, easily up to 60 mile an hour. So just over 4,000 revs now, 55, very, very relaxed. No sort of vibes at all coming through the bars, and a tiny, tiny little bit of vibration coming through the foot pegs, but nothing out of the ordinary for a parallel twin. They are by their very nature a little bit vibey through the foot pegs. Just try the front brakes out. Bear in mind they are still running in. Full brakes on now. Yeah, they're strong. They're good. Let's just try those again. Brakes on now. Yeah, good. So brakes are all strong. Nice that they're all adjustable now. So guys, we're just going to be approaching a dual carriageway in a minute, and we can take this up to a bit of a higher speed to see what she cruises like at about 70. But just taking it along at this sort of speed, it's a really nice, relaxing ride. We're in top gear now, just over 4,000 RPM. It's very nice just to cruise along. Barely any sort of tingles through the pegs. It's all very civilised, very well built. We'll just see what we could take top gear down to while we're here. So that's sort of 35 mile an hour. Top gear, and it's still holding it well. That's good for a twin. Normally they get a bit sort of lumpy, but yeah, top gear down to just over 30 mile an hour. It's really good. So as I say, being the parallel twin, it's got loads of punch off the low end, and it really is eager and wants to rev. So we're just coming up to the legal limit now, 70 mile an hour. There's a tiny bit more of a vibration through the foot pegs. Still not much through the bars. But no, I mean, look, it's not in a bad way. It's just parallel twins do vibrate a bit through the pegs. But all good. Very happy to be at this speed. 5,500 RPM. pretty much sit here all day. So yeah, high speed cruising on this, not a problem at all. Wind blast is totally acceptable with this screen. So yeah, that's lovely. Just slow it down to about 65. Yeah, that's really happy. I can basically sit here all day. Top speed on this bike, I'm guessing is going to be somewhere between 120 and 130 mile an hour, somewhere in that range, dependent on, you know, weather conditions, rider size, weight, etc. So yeah, all good guys, very good for cruising at the higher speed. The gearbox is really light up and down, so we've got no quick shifter on this. It's all manual stuff, but as I said, you know, it's not an expensive bike this. Now talk about the suspension. Rear shock is preload adjustable, no adjustment on the front at all, but to be honest it doesn't matter. It's really set up well from the factory. And this road's quite bumpy and it's absolutely fine. I'm not getting jarred out of my seat or anything. It's quite a nice sort of quality ride. It's just so much fun. You can just really chuck it around. It's great. It doesn't feel big or intimidating at all. Let's just attack this little corner, see what she goes like. That's lovely. Great fun. Yeah, top mark so far for this. Really nice. Service intervals on these, I think it's the same for all Kawasaki's, it's 7,500 miles. So it's a nice big kind of interval between services. So that's good. This is great fun round the bends. It's really responsive. Engine's nice and eager when you open it up as well. So all in all guys, so far top marks to this bike. Mirror's good, screen's nice. I love the screen. Riding position is quite upright, so that's good. Brakes are reasonably strong. Engine's willing and eager. And it is great fun to chuck around. Right, so let's I think we'll wrap it up here guys. That's excellent. Right, we'll just see what it's like to get into neutral, because sometimes some bikes can be a bit of a devil. Oh, that's a doddle, just falls into neutral easily. We'll just let it running, leave it running, so I'll just do the old sound test for you. So it's got a little underslung exhaust here, which is quite neat. It's not going to blow your socks off, but yeah, it makes a nice little noise. So we'll just see how she is to push around, as if it was in your garage. Having to turn it around. That's all good. That's nice. Yeah, that's quite easy. I'm only 5'7" tall for your information, average sort of strength, and that really is easy to push around. So if you're new, it's not a problem. Okay, let's just talk about the seat height. Now, this is a question that I get a lot in my videos. How tall are you? Will I be able to ride this at 5 foot whatever? So I'm 5'7" tall with a 30-inch inside leg, and my feet are completely flat to the floor. I've got motorbike boots on and my knees are bent, okay? So it's a very low seat height and it feels very light to chuck around. So if you were if you were smaller than me, if you were 5'6", 5'5", you would still be able to ride this. maybe 5'4", you might need it lowered. If you're 6 foot, you'd still get on with this. I think if you're 6'5", this bike might be a bit too small for you. Maybe get a Versus 650. But yeah, height-wise, it's not big at all, and it's nice and easy to push around. So it's a really nice little seat, that. So guys, let's have a little final look at it and a final walk around. So what do you think of that? Ninja 650 2020. Is it something you'd consider buying? Have you got the model before this? I think these are absolutely brilliant. They're great value for money, great fun. Yeah, absolutely fantastic bits of kit. That has to come off, and tail tidy is a necessity for that. They just get uglier and uglier, don't they, these? Let's switch those lights on for you. It's quite distinctive, isn't it? There's your monoshock up in there, all very nicely built. Fit and finish looks excellent as always for Kawasaki. I do love that screen, it's really nice. Let's start her up and you can see the lights on. See, I've got these lights on my my Ninja 636, and they're really good at night. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this. Please feel free to post your comments. I always like to read them and answer them. Please share it on your social media, and no doubt there'll be more Kawasaki's coming through the next few weeks, because they've just brought out about 5 new models, I think, and they're getting them in at Bournemouth Kawasaki, so should have quite a few models to review for you over the next few weeks. Anyway, take care guys, and I'll catch you all again on the next review. This is Mark signing off. Bye bye guys.